Hey guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. It is never a dull and boring moment in crypto, finance, or the stock market. That is why I love doing daily market updates. Now, I am live, ladies and gentlemen. It is, let me just turn down this microphone. Hopefully it's a little bit better with the audio. Live, it is the 13th of October, 2025, and last week on Friday was an absolute nightmare in the crypto space, that is for sure. Let me know if you guys can hear me clearly, by the way, because I do have the bigger microphone, because there was a few people that were saying the audio was absolutely terrible. So let me know in the live chat, guys, and also let me know wherever you're watching from around the world. And if you can hear me clearly. Welcome, Nate from Tamworth. We've got Spain in the house. How good is that? Tobias, welcome to the live stream. Can you guys hear me clearly? Loud and clear. Awesome, Ordis. Thank you for confirming. And welcome, by the way, Ordis. Panama City Beach in Florida. How good is that? We've got Vietnam in the house. What else we got? Audio is thumbs up. Thank you, Nate. Really appreciate that. We've got Chen coming in from Adelaide. That's amazing. We've got Cairns in the house. Nice and clear. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate it. We've got USA. I believe that's Tennessee. Is that Tennessee TN? We've got Amsterdam, loud and clear. Welcome, Marco. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, honestly, the last couple of days has been intense in crypto, put it that way. Absolutely ridiculous what's happened in the crypto market. Literally $19 billion in liquidations in an hour. I actually don't even know the full extent of how much was liquidated in that short period of time, to be brutally honest, because it was absolutely wild. Keep letting me know where you guys are watching from. We've got Melbourne in the house. That's nice to see a fellow Melburnian in the house. We've got Yamba, New South Wales. We've got Bowling Green in Kentucky. That's cool. Can hear you clear as a bell from the whole way from Ireland. How good is that? I've got somebody watching from Ireland. That's awesome, Frank. Welcome to the live stream. Anyway, guys, we're going to talk about the news and what's actually happened over the weekend, because there was so much panic out there. I was a bit lost for words. My phone literally on the weekend was getting, dozens and dozens of notifications, and I think it was around about 7:30 or 8 a.m. on Saturday morning, actually, and my phone was going crazy. It was absolutely ridiculous, and obviously I was looking for news updates to see what was going on, and I just saw the portfolio in the red. Like, these assets were down like 20%, 30%, and then sometimes down. XRP was down 48% at one point on Saturday morning, and I just took that opportunity and bought it basically at 50% off. I'm not kidding, and I did share that, by the way, in the community tab. Let me just have a look down here. I think I did share it today. There we go. So it was $2.78 Australian dollars, and then earlier today, I should say, it's up it's just ridiculous, $4. Like, that was the price it hit in Australian dollars, $2.78, and then it's recovered back to $4 Australian dollars, I should say. So let me know in the live chat if you took advantage of that. It happened very quickly, though. I'd say probably a couple of hours afterwards, it did slightly recover. Let me know in the live chat. We've got South Africa in the house. That's amazing. London also in the house. Had to dive deep. What have we got here? Purple. Had to dive deep into the thing. Was good and feels okay. Let me know in the live chat if you managed to capture that dip, because I don't know. From what I've seen on the news and on X, I think there was massive manipulation that took place. I'm just saying there was someone who pocketed. And I did share this on the community tab here. Here we go, $88.59 million, and this was a Bitcoin short 30 minutes after President Trump's tariffs announcement, which was crazy. And there's been a lot of people who have obviously analyzing what happened as a result of this. And there's some theories going around that somebody may have been standing close to the Oval Office to hear that announcement before it was made, and then obviously captured that Bitcoin short, and they made $88 million in profit in 30 minutes, which is absolutely wild. Welcome, Nate. I was at Taronga Zoo buying the dip. How good is that? I love the zoo. Dude, 2.E, $2.31. That's amazing. Orders, awesome. Anyway, we'll get into the live stream, guys, and thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I like to do these lives whilst I'm still at the office. I think it's cool. And by the way, I do have my espresso here. So let's get into it, guys. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel and, of course, my social media. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you are new, make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification, because as you see on the screen, I absolutely love documenting my journey with investing with cryptos, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom, and of course my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along this incredible journey. It's been wild so far. Also, if you can give this live stream a thumbs up, watch it straight through, would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm is absolute magic when you find, ladies and gentlemen, do that. So make sure you give it a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything. It's down there. Thank you very much. You guys rock. Also, a little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence with this stuff, right? I don't want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my number one golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. You can lose money like that, as we all saw on Friday in the blink of an eye in crypto and, of course, any other investment. So please be careful. Do your own research. This live stream is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Right, ladies and gentlemen, formalities are out of the way. Having a sip of the espresso. Again, not only did crypto drop significantly over the weekend, but the US stock market also dropped dramatically. Like, I had friends that, lost significant amounts of capital in Wall Street as well in their portfolios. And again, I see this as buying opportunity, especially with cryptocurrency. And we'll get into all of that in a moment, but let's get into it. Today, we have a total crypto market cap in US dollars of $3.93 trillion. Volume is at $270 billion. And again, it has recovered, which is interesting. It's very interesting. We've got, again, the altcoin season index is still at 45 out of 100. The ETFs, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen on market open tonight on Wall Street. We have to wait till around about midnight here in Australia because of the daylight savings and winding the clock back or forward an hour. So we lost, so it's forward an hour. So it's going to be roughly around about midnight when the market opens. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with these ETFs. I mean, last week, there was significant amount of inflows. Like, I'm talking like $5 billion of capital that came into Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs last week. And that was, the institutions buying up these ETFs. And then, obviously, on Friday, there was negative 179 million. So I'm curious to see what happens tonight on Wall Street. Let me know in the live chat what you think's going to happen. Welcome, Wendy. I do see you guys here. We've got Bushnell, Florida, USA, and we've got Taz. Welcome, Michael Walker. That's awesome. So anyway, look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens this week. But I mean, everything, an actual fact, before I do get into that, I just want to show you guys this because I forgot about this. I did post it up in the community tab. This, and again, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but I have been seeing President Trump's son, tweet out, buy the dips. He did it in February, and then we did it again on the 2nd of August, again the 17th of August, and the 27th of September, buy the dips. I don't know if this correlates with what happened, but let me know in the live chat what you actually think happened there. But this is interesting when he does tweet this out, what happens to the crypto market, and he does indicate Bitcoin right there. And it's just fascinating. For those of you who are still trading with leverage, you need to be very careful with leverage trading. A lot of influencers out there will encourage you to trade on exchanges and And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are trading with leverage in such volatile markets, especially anything more than 3x leverage, you will get liquidated, meaning you will get your money totally wiped out by the exchange. So just be careful of that. And again, with EarnCurve, my spot crypto exchange, there's no leverage. It's the spot market only. So there's no risk of liquidation, put it that way. So the assets are still being held. But anyway, we've got Bitcoin recovering 3.26% today, which is mind-blowing to think what happened. Let me do this. Let me go to TradingView so you guys can see that dip that happened on Friday. Look at that. I mean, wow. It went obviously from 122,000 US dollars and it just dropped down. I believe at one point it was 105. There you go on TradingView. It's just insane what happened there. Just that massive market drop, and then we're slowly, obviously picking up back now, which is nice to see that. But I mean, if you start looking at the monthly and looking at the linear regression channel, I like this indicator because it's really straightforward. I mean, we're still going a hell of a lot higher than what we are now. That's for sure. But honestly, what happened last week on Friday was mind blowing. Absolutely, it was brutal, especially if you're trading with leverage. I will say it's ridiculous. So stay bullish. I mean, let me zoom into this again. This crash was absolutely insane, and to think that somebody got the inside information, after President Trump announced those tariffs on China, that's what happened. So it sent fear in the markets, and then obviously crypto crashed like ridiculously. And then, of course, we had stocks also crash, which was terrible. But it's dollar cost averaging opportunity. That's the way I look at it, and you have to look at it like that. I know a lot of people freak out because they're trading with leverage, but you have to see this as buying opportunity. And it has recovered today, which is nice. I mean, now, the other crazy thing is BNB. I don't know if anyone's actually seen this. I mean, look at this. Let me just check the chat here. Yeah, I'll get to everyone's questions as well. What happened? Was it retail panic? It was tariff announcement from President Trump about China. So obviously putting 100% tariffs on China sent panic throughout both the crypto market and the stock market. That's basically what happened, and it crashed. Absolutely crashed. But again, I took advantage of it. This is what I've done consistently with any of my investment portfolios. I've always bought the fear. And Warren Buffett said it perfectly. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. It's as simple as that. And of course, if somebody did buy that dip, you'd be up in profit today, which I'm assuming a lot of you may have done or may not have done. I don't know. But anyway, BNB is flying today. It is up 15.8%. We've broken 2,000 Australian dollars. It's sitting at 1,367 US dollars. Which is mind-blowing to see. I mean, CZ would be loving this. They are the founder of Binance. In the last month, we're up 47% on BNB. And in the last year, it's up 138%. Now, you can't be no one can be sitting there telling me that the XRP ETFs, once they get approved, apparently this month, the deadlines are for October between 18th till the end of the month, which is not that far away, to be honest. It's the end of this week. Things are going to get pretty wild with the XRP ETFs. I don't doubt that whatsoever. Like, we have been, especially in the XRP army, I've been speaking about XRP for 5 years on my channel. I went through, like all of us, all the lawsuit, all the information about the court battle with the SEC. It was an absolute shit show. It was a disaster. It was a nightmare. There was people hating on XRP, and now everyone's turned bullish on it. It's amazing how, with the pro-crypto administration at the SEC and Paul Atkins coming in replacing Gary Gensler, how much the narrative has changed around XRP in particular. Like, this thing has been held back for 5 years, and what are we now? October 2025. Dozens and dozens of, hundreds of ETFs for cryptocurrency will be approved. You're talking about a crypto asset that has made headlines around the world in particular with the lawsuit and the fine that Gary Gensler imposed. He wanted to impose, I think it was $2 billion against Ripple, and that got completely wiped and dismissed. I mean, like, it's mind-blowing. Like, people don't understand. Anyway, XRP is still up 392% this year. In the last 7 days, we're down 11.78%. See what I mean? You've got to zoom out in this game. Like, you really have to understand what's coming in the future. We also have Solana at $198, Dogecoin 21 cents, Cardano sitting at 72 cents, Chainlink's at $19, Stellar, one that I'm very bullish on, Stellar Lumens. Not many people talk about it. And then we also, that's sitting at 35 cents, and Sui sitting at $2.86, up 14%. So, you know, we're almost there in the terms of the recovery. It's not 100% there. I mean, XRP was down 48% on Friday. Blew my mind. But I just saw that as opportunity. I don't know if anyone else did either. I mean, let me know. I've seen a couple of your comments here, guys, and it's awesome to talk to everyone, by the way, but it's amazing how just a few whales got in before the job and then rebought 2 minutes after that. Yeah, so I did a YouTube short as well, and I kind of explained to people like how this sort of manipulation worked out. Obviously, there was an announcement made from President Trump. Somebody got in before that, at least, you know, a minute or so, and then placed that short on Bitcoin. And then the announcement came out, crashed the crypto market. That person made $88 million in 30 minutes, which is just mind-blowing. And then you got to think about the institutions that essentially have the accessibility to place billions of dollars in capital trades instantaneously on exchanges and whatnot. And I mean, there's a lot of big players out there, and they will do that. They will place those trades very quickly when retail, you know, fears and they buy the dip. And it makes you think, when institutions have over 100 ETFs waiting for approval, they're getting as much assets as possible before these ETFs get approved. It makes sense. It makes sense. It was just pure manipulation, and that's just my opinion. A lot of you may say otherwise. I don't know. But from what I'm reading in the news, that was complete manipulation in the crypto market. I mean, a lot of people got wrecked, which is devastating because a lot of people lost their positions on exchanges. A lot of people even got auto deleveraged, which not a lot of influencers talk about. You could be significantly in profit on a trade on an exchange and it would ADL or auto deleverage, meaning if you're too much in profit, the exchange will close that position. And of course, vice versa, if you're too much in the red, you will get auto deleverage because the exchange doesn't want to cover the liquidity on for that trade. But anyway, it's unbelievable what's going on, but we're still going higher. As much as people find that hard to believe, we are still going higher. I mean, look at this linear regression line on the monthly chart right here. It is aiming directly. I mean, I can go zoom in a bit further, but I mean, we're aiming towards 200,000 US dollars. I mean, it's pointing towards that. A lot of analysts are saying, you know, we're aiming definitely towards that. Let me have a look at your chat, guys. Let's have a look. Can't go wrong with XRP. No, you can't, Luke. That's for sure. XRP to the moon. Yes, Assays. Can't even pronounce your name right. Luke, just makes sense. 100%. What sort of explosion do you think XRP will get in 22nd November? I don't know, but you got to understand it's been held back for 5 years. I mean, you know, it's been held back drastically from doing anything really exciting in this space, and it's the only crypto asset, you know, one of them that has real world utility. I mean, there's probably 5 or 6 cryptocurrencies. I mean, you have Ethereum, you've got Hedera, Ripple, of course, with XRP, Stellar Lumens, Sui, Solana, Bitcoin's digital gold, and of course Ethereum. Everyone's saying that, you know, Wall Street's going to be built on Ethereum, tokenizing US equities for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week trading, which again is interesting. What else have we got here, guys? Let me have a look at your questions. Imagine having $88 million in the bank. Yeah, it would be absolutely beautiful. You'd be able to help a lot of people with that. Baron Trump, 10% went to the big guy who made the tariff announcement. Yeah, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot on X about that one, actually, to be honest. So who knows? We won't know, really, but it's definitely some insider trading, that's for sure. Binance, interestingly though, the Godfather, I'm just answering your question here. Binance had a lot of issues about depegging, which was, pretty bad, to be honest. Like, they had a lot of stable coins that depegged, and but they did reimburse their users, which is amazing. XRP to the moon. Silver has held back to join the dots. Bitcoin backed by gold. XRP backed by silver. Potentially, tales of the unexpected. I like that name. Who knows? But I mean, when you think about it, Bitcoin definitely should be the same market cap of gold. That's for sure. So 25 trillion. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember, but it's about 25 trillion. XRP was once number 2. It's coming back. Yes. Beta test coin, Bitcoin, digital gold must be hilarious narrative. Anyway, who knows? But it definitely should be the price of gold's market cap. That's for sure. Now, let me have a sip of the coffee. Earn Curve, guys. Earn Curve, my spot crypto exchange. This was an absolute nightmare to get this registered here in Australia. And that was a 10-month process just to get that registration through. And a lot of you supported me through this journey and donated. And, of course, I've reflected that with trading discounts. But anyway, if you haven't gone to register on Earn Curve, go do that. Aussie exchange, trying to get in with the big guys. It's not easy. We have CoinSpot here. We have BTC Markets, SwiftX, a lot of other exchanges. And, of course, Earn Curve. There you go. But the users are growing every day. A lot of you have KYC'd, and if you have, of course, I will apply a 10% discount to your trading fees. And by the way, I do have the lowest fees in Australia, if not the world at the moment, but I've got maker trading fees at 0.1%, taker trading fees at 0.3%. And that is just to say thank you to help get the exchange up and running and building. It's incredible. Now, again, coming to the trading bots themselves, my partners at Octobot, just to let everyone know, all of the links are in the video description. Of course, the discount code to Octobot. It's painful to look at, but my BNB one's actually flying at the moment, and they are recovering. I mean, these were down like a lot. On Friday, I mean, you're talking 20, 25, 30%, and they have recovered. They are recovering, as you can see right here. I mean, gosh, XRP was down like 35%. I mean, it's back up to -8, but that's still good. So they're trading for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which is incredible. You don't have to do anything with these. I'm letting them run. Obviously, once these ETFs get approved, this is going to go crazy. But just to show, I mean, like my BNB grid bot, which I've got 83, call it like 120 Australian dollars in there. That's up 9%. I'm checking if my 22 orders are in line with the strategy. It is a grid bot. You don't have to do anything. It's trading for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, capturing that trailing up profit. And of course, bearing in mind last week's multi-billion dollar crash, of course they're going to be down. I do get questions in emails about why the bots are down. They are holding the assets. They're buying and selling non-stop. And if you come over to Earn Curve, you can see, as an example, on the BNB coin right here. Let me just show you guys how crazy this is. Look at all... Today's the 13th of October, right? I mean, there's literally been... I can't even count. It's just insane how many trades this has made. And as you can see, it's making profits. So I'm happy with that. There's probably 50 or 60 trades made today. And again, the USDT amount's about 5 USDT every time. So buying, selling. It's accumulating USDT, which is nice. So you don't have to do anything with these apart from set it up with your API key. There is a video on my YouTube channel on how to do this, and my computer's just frozen. But let me just bring this up right here. So there is a video, the multi-bots video, on my YouTube channel. You can go check that out. And of course, that's a full guide on how to set all of this up. Now, just quickly showing you the XRP grid bot. There's a lot of you trading with XRP because we're very bullish on it. Let's have a look. Scrolling down, I mean, look at this. On XRP, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. There's been 4 trades today on XRP, which is great. Really, really nice. $2.63. That's bullish. bullish as anything. And again, it's spot crypto only at the moment, guys. So there's no fiat on ramp as yet. That's big capital to get that obviously put into earn curve. I mean, it's tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, just to get that integration going, but I'm working on that. We'll get to that eventually, but it's just spot crypto only. So, of course, you've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, XRP. If you are depositing XRP onto EarnCurve, just make sure you use the memo tag so that those XRP can be allocated to your account. Anyway, the bots are working, trading for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No brainer. I'm just letting them do their thing. And I do have, at the moment, in my trading balance to show you guys once this loads, and then we'll get to the news of what the hell happened. I've got 1,327 USDT in there, trading the markets for me flat out. And again, trading stellar. That's doing incredibly well. That's come back a lot. BNB's up 9%. Bitcoin's, again, still down a little bit there because, again, I entered that at 122,000 US dollars. Ethereum, Solana, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, again, XRP, bullish as anything, okay? So go check it out. You can just let them trade. You don't have to touch them. That's the most important thing. And there's no limit to what you can put in there. There is a minimum, though, of 100 USDT for the grid bots because they need capital to place those orders on the grid. It's as simple as that. Anyway, any questions, you can email me. Now, obviously, we have the $1 trillion vanishing from the crypto markets in just 24 hours, which is crazy to see what happened last week. And we'll get to the questions. I see you want an earn curve cap. Yeah, I should make some caps. That'd be pretty cool. And thank you, Luke Bravo, for earn curve, mate. Thank you very much. It's very hard. I can honestly say it's not easy running a crypto exchange pretty much on your own. And of course, all of you guys support me, so I really appreciate it. Honestly, I do. Without you, I could not have done this earn curve. There's no way it would have happened, that's for sure. So thank you. A shocking announcement last week on Friday by the US President Donald Trump. 100% tariffs on Chinese exports sent tremors through global markets over the weekend, triggering one of the most violent crypto sell-offs on record. It literally was the biggest on record. Biggest in 4 years. Wiping out nearly $1 trillion off the crypto market in less than 24 hours. In his statement, Trump accused China of taking the unprecedented position by restricting the export of materials vital to global technology manufacturing. The move said that he said left the United States with no choice but to respond in kind. Starting November 1st, 2025 or sooner, depending on China's actions, the United States will impose a tariff of 100% on China, the president wrote on Truth Social, which drove the markets crazy. And the sell-off began following the President Trump's post on Truth Social, blindsiding investors. With the United States closed and global liquidity thin, panic rapidly swept through the Asia and Europe before hitting exchanges worldwide. And Bitcoin tumbled from $125,000 to $104,000 within hours. And while Ethereum slumped 11% to around about $3,878 major altcoins including XRP, Dogecoin, Cardano were hammered with losses of up to 30%. Amid what traders called a cascading wave of leveraged liquidations. Oh God, it's just mind-blowing how much was wiped out and how quickly it recovered. And somebody made $88 million in the process of that, which still blows my mind. But November 1st, we could still see those tariffs come in. And yes, we did have the crypto market recovery. Again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Doge surged by 4 to 12% as expert sees V-shape upside. And we have Raoul Powell, who I've been watching his channel for a very long time. And he basically sees a V-shaped recovery, like boom, boom, crash, recovery. And he emphasized that the all accumulated leverage has now been cleared, setting the stage for higher prices ahead. Market optimism improved as the profitability of the United States imposing 100% tariffs on China dropped to 17%. So there you go. It has had a big clean out, and this does happen, when the market resets itself, so to speak, which is, I've seen it multiple times. I've been wrecked multiple times with leverage trading. Like, it's painful. It is very, very painful to see that. But we have to focus on long term. And we also have an update today. Peter Brandt issues a bullish verdict on Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum and XLM. Crypto just survived one of the hardest weeks in 4 years. The US tariffs on Chinese exports pushed Bitcoin all the way down to 100,000. There you go. It even got lower than 105 before it recovered above 111. By the way, that was very quick. Like, it was only in the matter of a couple of hours, I should say, that it did recover. So that's what I'm saying, is the manipulation took place. Something happened. There's no bullshitting that. Something did happen there. And then obviously it did recover. So then people made money on the way down. But more than $16 billion in liquidations hit derivatives, leaving traders unsure if the cycle was broken. Into this setup, Peter Brandt posted the charts of the 4 majors, and all of them came on out bullish of, basically in his opinion. Brandt said that the recent pullback is a minor reaction. The breakout from last year's wedge is still valid, with $1.79 acting as support and $3 to $3.50 for XRP standing as the next targets. And $3.50 US is quite nice. It'll be beautiful to see that, and upwards and onwards from there, to be honest with you. But that pullback was real. Like, that was a real clean out. That was no BS. That cleaned out a lot of the leveraged players in this space, which, it happens. So you got to be very careful with leverage, honestly. We've got his tweet out here, but a tweet or X post, I don't even know what the hell you call it these days, but a few final posts from the weekend, then I will leave you youngsters with your dreams. XRP, just a minor reaction in the bigger theme of things. Bitcoin bull is still alive and well. XLM, a bull waking from a nap. XLM has not done anything for quite some time. Stellar Lumens has been a sleeping giant. I agree with him on this. Ethereum ready to rock and roll. If I change my mind, I won't let you know. When you see the likes of Tom Lee buying up millions and millions of dollars of XRP, it's wild. He sees it going, skywards of 60,000 US dollars because of it's the backbone of Wall Street. Let me know in the live chat what you think about that. It's unbelievable. And yes, we have XRP rebounding 8% as $30 billion of flows. $30 billion flows back into after trade war route, which is nice. And XRP rebounded significantly, recovering $30 billion in market value after the tariff-driven collapse, with prices rising from $2.37 to $2.58. The recovery was fueled by an explosive institutional volume, pay attention, signaling aggressive dip buying as traders anticipate the new macroeconomic developments. Analysts are optimistic about XRP's potential to close above $3.12, which would mark its strongest performance since inception. Now, coming back over to TradingView, using the linear regression line, and again, I like this. That's just my opinion. Let me just go to the weekly time frame. As you can see, all indications on the linear regression. Yes, we've broken below that center line right there, but this is pointing easily towards $10 US or around that, $9.50, as you can see right here. And that is on the weekly time frame on XRP USD. And again, that's based on Coinbase. So interesting news. XRP, Hedera, XLM versus Swift. Who will lead the cross-border payments by 2030? Let me know what you think is going to happen. I know for a fact Swift is building out their own payment rail, but Ripple's just far superior. Ripple is just far too superior. Let's have a look here. We've got some questions. I see Tether is gold, tracking physical gold prices. Stu Lovell right here. I'm just trying to understand your goals. If you are a great investor, why do you go through so much shit to get your own exchange? That raises questions, don't you think? I'll tell you the reason why, Stu. Because in Australia, the regulators here and the government unfortunately put massive restrictions and compliance controls on anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing. There is significant reporting that has to be done. Those reports, and I should say the whole program, takes months to develop. And then not only that, you have to keep into consideration the fact that, there's so much documentation and paperwork that has to be put in place in order to get that registration through. So yes, it's very challenging. It's not easy in Australia, and it's getting harder here in Australia. So I hope that answers your question. And again, I just wanted to make my own exchange because I saw the other exchanges, what they were doing to users, what other people happened. I didn't want that. I wanted a very simple spot crypto exchange that people could trade on and use very simple trading technology like Octobot. Their trading software is very easy to use. And of course, it is done by artificial intelligence, which I've been trading with other software for years on my channel, especially with 3 commas, and it's very complicated for people. So I wanted to simplify all that, make it easy. And yeah, I did want to build my own crypto exchange, and it was been a vision of mine for a long time. So yeah, there you go. Let's have a look here. We've got, love your work, Bull. Are you still keen on XDC? Yes, I'm still very keen on XDC. That's for sure. That's for sure. Very keen on XDC. Sinfin is a great project. Not many people speak about it. In actual fact, if you come over here to XDC, let's see what it's doing just quickly. Sitting at 6 cents, it is up 5.6% today, which is quite nice. So yes, I'm still bullish on it. Now, we have the XRP ETF era. Having a sip of the coffee there. That's the last bit of it. But it begins 21 shares. We have seeking the SEC nod to track XRP price via the CME or Chicago Mercantile Exchange Index, which is very nice to see that. And the latest filing from 21 shares outlines a fund designed to track XRP's price using the CME CFXRP dollar reference rate. So the ticker symbol is XRP USD-NY, a recognized benchmark used by institutional investors. The ETF will be organized as a Delaware trust and will hold XRP in cold storage with Coinbase Custody Trust Company. Shares will list on the CBO BZX exchange, giving investors exposure to XRP through regular brokerage accounts, which is very, very nice to see that. And you can see the filing there with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Very, very nice to see that. And the filing confirms the ETF will be passive with no use of leverage or derivatives. Authorized participants will create and redeem shares in exchange for cash or XRP based on this CME benchmark right here. The document also notes the product carries high risk and lacks FDIC insurance or Investment Company Act protections. So it's pretty straightforward there with those warnings. Recent regulatory updates could speed up ETFs approvals as well. For the first time, the SEC's new generic ETF listing standards allow exchanges like NASDAQ, CBOE, and the New York Stock Exchange to list spot crypto ETFs without separate case-by-case approval, which is definitely going to fast-track the approvals. So the generic listing standards is amazing for cryptocurrency. This would have never happened with Gary Gensler at the SEC. It just never would have happened. I mean, to see what's happened this year alone is mind-blowing. Like, it really is. So keep an eye on what's going on there. You need to think about what's coming by the end of the month. Yes, we have BNB going crazy as well. The price is just going nuts at the moment. It did have a big drop and a massive recovery. I don't know. Let me know in the live chat what you think about BNB, and do you hold it? I'm curious about that. Let's have a look here. But why you're a great investor? Thank you. I am a great investor. Well, I've done a lot of hard yards in learning to become a good investor. That's for sure. And I'm hoping to bestow some of that knowledge on my, fellow people that watch my videos and have done so for 5 years. I hope a lot of you have gotten some value about what I'm saying here. And good luck and go hard. Thanks, Stu. Appreciate it. What about World Liberty Financial? I don't hold it. I know a lot of people do trade it though. It's an interesting project, obviously, backed by the President Trump's family, which is interesting. So I don't know. Who knows? I do know. I think it does have an ETF. I'm not entirely sure. I have to check. We'll have a look at that. Big fan of XDC. What about Velo? I'm not too bullish on Velo, that's for sure. XDC, yes. If you had millions, why hustle Tropics? Just common sense. Follow your dreams, mate. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that like button and support the channel. Thanks, Tales of Unexpected. I really appreciate that. Anyway, moving on. We have 120,000 or end of the bull market. 5 things to know Bitcoin this week. We've got Bitcoin stages a solid rebound. Yes, it's the biggest ever liquidation cascade, reaching a high of 116,000 so far. Traders are divided over where the market will head from here. I know where it's going. It's a hell of a lot higher than what we are now. There are even doubts that the bull market will ever return. Look at the dramatic news that comes out. Seriously, look at the dramatic news. You have institutions in this space now. You've got over 100 plus ETFs, hundreds more coming into this space, and they're putting news articles out like this. A giant reset. Yes, there was a reset of leverage offers potential relief for bulls, but shorts remain a concern. US inflation data continues to be delayed due to the government shutdown, with the Fed Chair Jerome Powell due to speak. Got to keep an eye on Jerome Powell. Crypto debasement trade is in focus as gold hits new all-time highs, which I think just broke 4,074 USD today, which mind blown. President Donald Trump also his Bitcoin holdings revealed, which is fascinating, $870 million. Wow. Bitcoin and Ethereum surge as markets recover. President Trump emerges as $870 million Bitcoin whale through his stake in Trump Media and Technology Group. From critic to supporter, Trump backs blockchain innovation, which is bullish, which is amazing. His Bitcoin holdings soar, signaling confidence amid the crypto market rebound, which is fascinating. There you go. Now, coming over to X, let's get into this, guys. Thank you to those 9,039 people who follow me on X and are following the actual account. Please be careful on TikTok and Instagram. TikTok won't verify my account, and there are literally hundreds of fake accounts on TikTok. Please be careful with that, because sometimes these fake accounts message my followers asking for money, which I will never do. So just keep that one in mind. Let's have a quick look on X. We've got BNB smashing all-time high right after the biggest crypto liquidation ever. Incredible strength. That's CZ. We have a very similar haircut at the moment, CZ. Let's have a listen to Larry Fink from BlackRock. Listen to this.
Money launderers and thieves. But the markets teach you have to always relook at your assumptions. There is a role for crypto in the same way there's a role for gold. That is, it's an alternative. For those looking to diversify, this is not a bad asset, but I don't believe that it should be a large component of your portfolio. I did say Bitcoin, because we were talking.
There you go. So he is recommending an allocation. You're talking the CEO of BlackRock, which is amazing. It's just wild to hear Larry Fink talk about this. Let me have a look at your questions. Do you think we will see the ETFs this month? I mean, the government is closed in the USA. Yeah, look, I do believe we will see the ETFs get approval, but whether or not it's going to happen during the government shutdown, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it is a government organization anyway, or a department, so it is shut down. But the generic listing standards make things a lot easier for companies to list their exchange-traded funds. So yes, I do believe that they will happen. You should leave the links in the description for your videos on how to get X and your email address. If you do want to email me, just to make things easier, if you come to Earn Curve Invest, there's an email button down here. Click that, and you'll be able to email me. There is a mailing list here as well. Let's just have a look here. Let me just bring this up here. I did make this because it just makes things a lot easier for me to... there you go. So it's earncurveinvest.com/mailing list. Go join the mailing list for EarnCurve, because I do put up news updates, the trading bot updates, and I've been speaking with the Octobot team as well, I should say, in putting some prompts for the artificial intelligence feature on Octobot, so you'll be able to create your own strategies, and I'll give you some tips on obviously what prompts to use in the AI feature. As you can see, you can generate your own trading strategies, and I will give you some to use, obviously, to try out yourself and play around with in the AI. So join the mailing list. I will link this in the chat as well as everything else, and everything else should be there. But join the mailing list, guys. Coming back over to X, BNB just hit an new all-time high. We have Coinbase is teaming up with American Express to launch a crypto credit card with Bitcoin rewards, which is interesting. Gold, just here we go. Thank you, Ash Crypto, for this. But we have gold hitting a new all-time high of $4,074, which I believe is close to 6,000 plus Australian dollars. Bitcoin parabolic pump always starts after gold forms a top, very likely soon. And yes, gold is a market cap of $27 trillion, which is crazy. Let's listen to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. It says the United States is going big on crypto, and this is bullish.
This administration starved and almost made extinct a lot of these companies and pushed it offshore. So what we want to do is apply the highest U.S. regulatory and AML standards to, especially we are going assets, especially we are going big on digital.
One
assets.
sec, guys.
So,
you even heard Scott Besson right here talking about the AML standards. I mean, this is what's happening around the world, especially in Australia. The anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing laws are getting tougher and stricter here. And again, it's just to protect users, and we don't want any shady characters on exchanges. I mean, it happens around the world, but definitely don't want that on EarnCurve, that's for sure. Moving down, and this one's an interesting one. Again, this comes back to the whole manipulation thing, but an insider who shorted Bitcoin and Ethereum for $1.1 billion during the flash crash opened his final short 2049 GMT just 1 minute before Trump's tweet. So I don't know, like, it's wild to think what happened with that. Yes, the bots are coming back in profit. That was today. Again, the bots 102. That's my actual screenshot. There you go. So they are working very nicely. Jim Cramer, he did tweet out that we're back. And normally it's always whatever he says does the opposite. So I don't know. He has been on the money every single time he's tweeted out, and it's done the complete opposite. And I believe it was hilarious. There was an ETF. Oops, sorry about that, guys. There was an ETF that was making calls on Jim Cramer back in the day. Sorry about my emails. Let me just close this right now because my emails are going crazy. There was an ETF that made calls on Jim Cramer. Anyway, let's have a listen to Eric Trump right here because, again, they're going big on crypto.
Currency is literally outpaced crypto. It's going to be one of the great Bitcoin companies anywhere in the world. And clearly, there's no doubt in my mind, cryptocurrency is going to replace traditional finance, TradFi, and it's happening so fast. I mean, cryptocurrency is literally outpacing, the growth of the internet, in the 90s, Charles. And I've never been so clear about something. I've never been able to see something so clearly in my life, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of this. It's going to be one of the great.
Well, I agree. I think it's amazing that's happening in the United States, but it definitely needs to happen here in Australia. But we're always behind in Australia, unfortunately. Nate Garassi, we've got once the government shutdown ends, spot crypto ETF floodgates will open. Ironic that growing fiscal debt and usual political theatre holding these up, 100%. Exactly what crypto is targeting. It is definitely targeting that. There is a 4-minute clip here with Brad Garlinghouse. I'm not going to play it all. Maybe we'll play a little bit of it because we listened to Brad. He's a legend. Listen to this.
We were founded more than a decade ago with a mission to enable the Internet of Value, a world where money moves like information does today. We build software products that power cross-border payments, stablecoins, and digital custody. Ripple helps financial institutions reduce friction, unlock efficiencies, and serve their customers better. These are not abstract concepts. We work every day with banks that rely on our technology to deliver real results in the global economy. Ripple leverages the XRP ledger, a decentralized, battle-tested, open-source blockchain, as well as its native digital asset, XRP, to facilitate payments. XRP is built to enable fast, low-cost, and highly scalable transactions. From the start, Ripple made the deliberate choice to work with policymakers and regulators, not around them. We have taken a compliance-first approach, operating with over 60 payment, service, crypto, and money transmitter licenses domestically and globally. With regard to the topic of this hearing, we believe smart legislation should be based on several core principles. Consumers need protection from fraud and scams. Markets need proper oversight. Bad actors need to be kept in check. And innovation must thrive. A A constructive and workable framework for digital assets and stablecoins that achieves these goals will expand access to financial markets, create jobs, strengthen the economy, and put the U.S. on the path to being a global blockchain and crypto leader.
There you go. Absolutely. This has been, I mean, when you're talking about an asset that's been suppressed for so many years, guys, you need to understand how big this is, like, what's coming in this space. It's enormous. And again, we've gone through the Peter Brand thing. Yes, that is my, because I do just design jewelry. That's the XRP skull ring right there. And you can go check out that post on X, by the way. Anyway, and this is what I'm talking about. Like President Trump, he did tweet out, "Don't worry about China. It will be fine." Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it. And that's where things got a little bit wild in the crypto space, and that's why we've seen the recovery. So again, ending this live stream now, and you have to understand what's going to happen on Wall Street tonight. I haven't checked the futures and see what the price is doing at the moment, but gosh, I mean, that's just wild. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, go join the mailing list. Go join EarnCurve. The links are below. Start your trading bots. They are working perfectly, which is nice. The market is recovering nicely as well. As you can see, the prices are jumping back up. And I'm going to capture those gains with the trading bots and let them run, because in the next couple of weeks, hopefully the government shutdown ends and we see a massive market rally once the 16 XRP ETFs go live. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining me on the live stream. I hope the audio has been okay and much better now that I've used this new microphone, or my old school microphone I haven't used in a very long time. I appreciate all of you from tuning in around the world. There was 778 people. Thank you very much. You guys absolutely rock. And again, if you haven't gone to join EarnCurve, go do that. Sign up, KYC, very important, because I'm keeping this compliant, and I will apply a 10% discount. I will apply a 10% discount to your trading fees, and that's more than I can say any other exchange around the world will do for you. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Anyway, thanks, guys. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night, good afternoon, and good morning. And if it's morning, have an espresso for me, and I will be back tomorrow. Let's see what happens at the market open tonight, bulls, because it's going to be absolutely fascinating to see what the market does when it opens and goes live after this flash crash on Friday. That's for sure. Anyway, take care of yourselves, guys. I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Peace out, bulls. Bye.